What's happening to me? How can I read of sports? When will I need a parade? What are periods like? Why do I feel moody? Growing up. You've been growing up letter by letter ever since you were born, but there's a time when you start to alter a lot. That's when you begin to change from a child into an adult, and it's what this book is all about. You might have noticed some changes happening to you already, or maybe there haven't been any yet. They don't happen to everyone at the same age, and you can't tell in advance when they happen to you. But read the next few pages and you get some idea of what to expect and when. Perhaps you're looking forward to growing up, or maybe you have doubts. Don't worry, the changes take place gradually, so you'll have plenty of time to get used to them. This new phase in your life is called puberty, and is nature's way of getting you ready to have babies. When you're older, you can read all about that in this book too. Growing up is easier if you take good care of yourself. Towards the end of the book, you'll find tips for doing just that, including eating well, getting exercise, and coping with other people. When will it happen? People usually say you start changing when you're about 10, but it's happened to some girls earlier than this and to others quite a bit later. The most usual age for the first change is between 8 and 13. The fact is, when your body is ready, you start growing up your weight. First of all, you have to build up some fat. Your body needs this as an energy store before it can cope with all the change. So you don't worry if you put on a bit of weight. It's not bad for you. Same age, different stage. You might be the same age as your friend, but that doesn't mean you'll be growing up at exactly at the same time. You may have finished growing and developing before she's even started. All the other way around. This can be embarrassing for both of you. If you start changing young, you may feel proud of your new body, but you might also feel conscious about being ahead of everyone else. If you don't start changing until later, you can feel left out and as though everyone still treats you like a child when you don't want to be one. But you can't make yourself grow up faster or more slowly. But one thing's for sure, everyone gets to the same stage in the end, no matter how old you are when you start puberty. Okay? You go on changing until you're fully grown up. What next? Just so you know what to expect, here's a list of growing up changes in the order they usually happen. But it doesn't matter if the order is different for you. Many will overlap anyway. You get taller, broader, and healthier. Your breasts start to develop. Your face gets longer. Your pulling hair starts to grow. Hair grows under your arms. You start to sweat more. Your skin and hair may get crazier. Your sex organs develop. Your periods start. A new you. It can take up to 1 to 2 years from the very first change of puberty to starting your periods, and it will be several more years after that before you finish growing up. Although you start to feel a bit different in yourself, you're changing mentally as well as physically, and this can be stressful sometimes. Don't worry though, you're still be at you at the end of it all, just a more grown up version of yourself. Taller and wider. When everyone starts telling you how much you're grown, the chance or that other chins are on the way too. Getting taller quickly is one of the very earliest signs of puberty. Soon after you start growing upwards, you start broadening out as well. Not all girls have a really obvious growth spurts. Some seem to grow more gradually over several years. A growth spurt. Girls usually grow faster around the time they're 11, 1.2. But you may grow tall when you're quite a bit younger or older than this. Most girls have almost finished growing by the time they're 15. If you go through a growth spurt early, it's likely that you would stop growing early too. And if you start your growth spurt later, you may well catch up the early growers and even overtake them. The broad bits. Your hips will be the part of you to broaden out at the most. The bones of your pelvis widen to make more room for babies to grow inside you and be born. Muscles power adults have twice as much muscle as babies, and you build up most of the extra during puberty. That's the one good reason to eat well and do some exercise now. Girls tend to have less stress than boys, but not only because they're naturally less muscly. Muscly, boys are usually bigger, with broader shoulders and bigger hearts and lungs. The weight question. You'll get a lot of heavier, maybe doubling your weight between the age of 9 and 18. It isn't only fat and muscle that cause this. Your bigger bones also weigh more, and so do internal organs such as your heart and liver. Girls put on more fat than boys, but for a reason. The extra can be used for energy when a woman is pregnant and breastfeeding her babies. Getting hairy. One of the first changes you'll notice is that you start getting hair in place you didn't have it before. Some people don't like it this very much, but at least no one else need to see it. Pubic hair. The first hair to sprout is your pubic hair. This gets more curly as it grows, and it's maybe a different color from the hair on your head. If the hair gets so bushy that it sticks out from your swimsuits, you can always trim it. But to save your skin, you round and baby creases, not sharp ones. Pubic hair grows in a triangle shape here, What's the hair for? No one really knows why people get pulley and armpit hair. Weirdly, it may be to give sweet something to cling to. Many animals use their sweetie smell to attract a mate, but this doesn't seem to work in humans. Under your arms. About a year after you get pulley hair, you notice hair starts growing in your armpits too. If you want to shave this hair, you don't have to. You need a razor and some shaving foam, or get from a chemist or supermarket. First, splash some warm water on your armpits. Then squeeze on a little bit of foam and spread it over the hair with your finger. Make sure the razor blade is securely in place. Carefully shave the hair off. Go down first, rinse your blade in water, and then slave upwards to finish up. Rinse your armpits with cold water and dry them. Wait a few minutes before you put deodorant on, or it will sting. If your skin feels sore after shaving, it may be that your blade is blunt or that you are sensitive to the foam you're using. On your legs, you might see more hair on your legs, but that's normal too. Humans are related to apes, and the first people who ever lived were probably very hairy indeed. It is easy to cut yourself shaving your legs. If you do shave, go slowly and carefully in an upward direction, and don't go higher than you need. Getting brisk. Okay. Why do you get brisk? Oh, anyway. Well, there are many for feeding any babies you might have, as breast milk is a baby's healthiest first food. Most people think they look attractive too, and they are sensitive to being touched. Sooner or later, if you start getting brisk young, it doesn't mean they end up being big. They probably stop growing early too. And if you're a later developer, you won't necessarily have small breasts. They may carry on growing until you're about 17. Growing pains. As your breast starts to grow, they might feel a bit tender, tingly, or itchy, but this will soon wear off. One breast may grow faster than the other, but don't worry about ending up lopsided. They will even out, although no one has exactly symmetrical breasts. How breasts work. Breasts are made mostly of fat, weigh cushion and protect the milk making areas too. Inside, milk isn't made until a woman has had a baby. It comes out of the nipples through tiny holes that are too small to see, all shape and size. A lot of girls and women too feel self-conscious about their breasts. They come in a different size. It is easy to women that you should be bigger or smaller than you are, but small, medium size, and big breasts are all quite normal. But the good thing is, different people find different size attractive. The braid business is really up to you when you start wearing a braid. Press a pro. A press are made even for people with the tiniest breast. On the other hand, if you don't like the idea, you don't have to wear a bra. at all. Although most women find it more comfortable when they're doing exercise. Measuring up is a help to have a rough idea of your size before you go to buy a bra. Here's how to measure yourself. Measure around your rib cage, just below your breast. Pull the tape measure tight. To do this, add on 20 centimeters fine end, 68 centimeters, 27 inch plus 12 centimeters fine end. Is 80 centimeters 32 inch. Now measure around the fullest parts of your breast around the nipple. Don't flatten them with the tape measure. If this measurement is the same as your chest size, you are an AA cup. If they're a 10 to 15 millimeters difference, you are an A cup. Okay, I don't know that word so much because it's really difficult. Is okay. A 2.5 2.5 in difference means you are a B cup. A 5 centimeter 2 in difference makes you a C cup. A 7.5 centimeter 3 in difference and you are a D cup. The right fit. The only way to find a bra that really fits is to try on lots of different styles and even mix. The bras should fit tightly around your ribs so it can't ride up, and the cups shouldn't be so big that they wrinkle or so tight that you bulge out. Put your top on the check and the bra gives you a good shape under your clothes. Tiny bra. First or teen bras are made to be soft and comfortable. They usually cover your breasts completely, aren't too transparent, and give you a natural shape. A sports bra should hold your breast in positions and keep you cool while you exercise. Other t-shirts, smooth bras without lots of seams, lot of without lot of seams and decoration look best. Okay. Now, with the multi-way bra, you can after the straps so they don't show when you're wearing a hair neck or other style shop. Underwired bras gives more support and shape to larger breasts, but aren't recommended for under 50 years olds. They may be bad for breasts that are still developing. Under tissue smooth bras with a lot of seam and decoration look best. See ya. Bye.